Welcome to Raven Podcast. My name is Shawana,
And I'm Kendra.
and today we have a special guest, Mr. Culp. How are you doing this fine morning?
I am great.
That is
Let's just go with great.
great. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell us a few words about yourself and what you do at Eastside Secondary?
Sure. Jacob Culp, teacher here at the school, and I teach construction and woodworking down in the wood shop, and also coach a few things as well. And yeah, I think that's all I do at the school. So.
How long have you been teaching?
6 years. We did the math earlier. 6 years.
So what projects are you currently working on? And we have a video of what you and your students have been working on, so would you be able to narrate that for us?
Sure, let's do it. What do we got here? Post and beam construction. Oh, nice. Okay. So the project that we're working on is a big, not big, but big for the students, timber frame gazebo. One of our staff members here at the school is getting married, and I think they wanted a gazebo for their ceremony or party after or something. So they've asked us if we can do it. So what we're doing right now is we're building sawhorses, but we're building them similar to a timber frame where it's all hand-cut joinery, post and beam construction. And yeah, so we do that first so that any of the mistakes that usually happen with working with students happens on these little shop horses that we keep for ourselves in the shop, or we sell them. And then once they have a good understanding of what the joinery is and how to understand the drawings and how to measure properly, then we switch over to the big timber frame. So what I'm doing here in the video is just talking about our framing squares. A lot of timber framing joinery is just based off of that one square, which is cool because you don't really need too many tools when you're timber framing. Oh, this guy. That's our chain mortiser. That thing is a beast. It's pretty much a chainsaw, just flipped up. Instead of cutting it sideways, you're kind of like plunging it down in. Anyways, it makes the mortise, which is like the hole. And then I think later on there's a video of a guy making the tenon, which slides into the hole that we make. So yeah, it's a pretty dangerous tool, which I think all of our tools in the shop are dangerous. But this one just looks gnarly. This one will mess you up. So this is just a big safety demonstration because yeah, you can do some serious damage. So we make sure that they're trained on it first. So here you can kind of see it just plunging in the wood, seeing where I'm cutting, and then you can make adjustments and go deeper, right? Now, what I'm doing right there, I'm making sure I don't go too deep. We've had the mistake before where a student, and I'll own up to it, myself, have actually gone all the way through a timber into one of our nice workbenches. And
Oh,
so
no.
there's a little stopper there that so if you watch on this cut right here, I'll go down, and so I'm just adjusting it to get right on my line, and then so I'll go down, and you'll see I can't force it down anymore. So I know that I've gone a certain distance, so we set that distance before so that we're not cutting too deep. Yeah, so
it doesn't happen again.
yeah, learning from our mistakes, right? So, and then this is where students get involved, and we get a few guys trying it out. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So I think, yeah, so that's one of the projects that we have going on. We've done other stuff. We just finished some ice fishing huts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a lot of wives and partners of people who do ice fishing. Their biggest complaint is that their ice fishing huts look like garbage because they just slap them together. So we try and make it look more appeasing. So after the ice season, they'll bring it off the ice and it looks like a nice garden shed. They can store tools and stuff. So, here's a student cutting that tenon that I was talking about. So this is going to be what slides into that hole that we were cutting out earlier with the chain mortiser. It's a lot of handwork. It's a lot of work doing a hand cut frame. But I think the rewards are huge. And it's cool because in a class this size, you can just, one person has one piece that they can work on, and somebody else is working on another piece that actually fits in. And so you kind of have to rely on everybody being accurate. So on my part, it can be stressful trying to oversee all of that, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So.
Well, thank you for the explanation video.
Oh, thank you for that amazing video. That's freaking sweet.
Do you have also any other projects that's going on in your life outside of school?
In my life, yeah, always. Yeah, you never don't have a project going on. So another teacher at the school has asked us to make a dining room table, which whenever I get free time in the shop, which is little, we're trying to get that done, and also trying to build my own drum set. So I finished just the snare drum, but before teaching, I was a cabinet maker, and then there was a stretch where I was actually making barrels. Mm-hmm. And so it's not made as a normal drum where it's like thin plies of wood kind of glued up in a circle. It's more like a barrel, so all the grain is going vertical instead of around. So it's a little bit more math involved, but it's like they're cannons. Like you hit that drum like lightly, it's just like it just floors. Yeah, it's sweet. So I can't wait to have that done, but it takes a lot of time. So
the drum sounds very cool.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in Belleville?
Yes and no. Yeah, I grew up in the Hamilton area. That's where I was born and raised. So Hamilton, and then Caledonia, which is just 15 minutes south of there. And then I moved here in the summer of, in between grade 10 and grade 11. And yeah, and then I was gone for college and then back, and typical
Nice.
nomad life while you don't have a house and you're bumming off your parents, you know?
My brothers.
Yeah.
Where did you go to school?
You know, yeah, we'll go from the beginning. So in Hamilton, just public school named Peace Memorial. Fun fact, it was like a hospital during the war, and then they converted it into school, yeah. And then they shut it down because of asbestos, so. And then, so there I moved to Caledonia. I went to a school named River Heights Public School, and then McKinnon Park Secondary School, and then I went to Centennial here in Belleville, so, you know, rival school, but.
How could you?
I know. Yeah. So, and then I went to Conestoga College for all my trade stuff. So like I said earlier, I did cabinet making and woodworking. So that's where I did all of my trade stuff. And then also like worked is how I got experience. And then I went to Queens. Yeah.
Nice.
The highty-tighty school of Queens for Teachers College. But it was the only option, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of schools.
It is a lot of schools. You know, to be this intelligent, you need a lot of schools. So.
That is true. That is true.
Like these glasses just scream school. Like
School.
very educated.
You have to go to school. You have to go to school.
Yeah. As I'm here with my finger.
What did you do to your finger exactly?
I did exactly what I tell the kids not to do.
You did yourself.
Let's just go with that.
Okay.
If you want to see pictures, I've got pictures.
Okay. Okay. Why teaching and not owning your own business or company?
Oh yeah, that's a great question. Yeah. So I got to a point in my life where I was working for somebody else, and I was just in the shop all day, every day, and it was walls like that color, just gray, right? So I spent a lot of my days in there. And it was a family-run business, and I got to a point where I became like super depressed, and I was also spraying a lot of chemicals. Like, side note, I was driving home one day, and I got from work to home, and I did not remember the drive, and I was just like, what the heck just happened, right? Because I'd been spraying chemicals all day for like cabinet doors and lacquer and stuff, and I was like, whew, that kind of was like,
scary.
yeah, it was,
Very scary.
yeah. But anyways, so I don't know what played a part in the depression, but I ended up being like, I either have to start my own business or do something else, because it was just like leaving work crying isn't like a good thing. So yeah, my dad picked me up, and I was just like, why are you crying? I was like, I don't know. So yeah, it sucks struggling with depression, but I sat down and was like, what do I need in life? And I needed to be outside. Like, I couldn't be stuck in a shop all day. So I needed, not like I like being in the shop, but like I needed the chance and opportunity to like go out and you know, at least like 2 days a week be like installing cabinets at somebody's house, or just being outside, or just having more chances to do it. So that was one thing I needed. I needed people. I needed to challenge my brain, because you get to a point in a company where you're pretty much just a monkey. You're just like doing the work, you know, and it sucks. But anyways, so did that, sat down, made that list, and then I was like, what careers can give me that? And teaching was one of them, conservation was one of them, or a conservation officer, sorry, paramedic, because that was kind of intriguing, and another option was just like taking time off and doing, I couldn't afford to do a gap year, right, but maybe a gap month where I just went camping and figured stuff out. And then I did none of those. And I went into nursing, and I did a pre-health program. And yeah, while I was there, I realized that wasn't the field for me, and applied to teachers college. And ended up getting in, and doors just kept opening, so I just kept pursuing that. And yeah, so that's one reason, was that part of my life. But while all that was going on, I was working for other people, and saw that there was a problem with not just the younger generation, but my age, like my generation included, of just young people just not showing up for work, and they'll show up for 2 weeks, get their paycheck, and then they'll go blow it on hookers and booze, you know. So, and then they come back 2 weeks later expecting a job, and it's like, no, you don't work here anymore, man. Like, you
didn't show up.
Yeah. All right. So, so part of it is trying to train up another generation of hardworking young men and women who value hard work, and who value just pride in their work. Like, one of our sayings in the shop is that your work is your signature, right? Which is true, because it's like, you're putting your name on that product. Like,
it's a really good way to put it.
Yeah. So, and then also, when you have your own business, you have to chase people down for money, and it's just annoying, right? Having to just like, I don't know, hey, where's my money? You know. And so yeah, it just, I don't think I'd be a good business person. I think I care too much about people. So it's like, you know, you see what they're struggling with as you're working in their house or on their house, and then you're just like, anyway, so, I don't know.
You made it to teaching, so you just gotta be grateful.
Yeah. It's not that I don't do stuff on my own. Like, in the summers and my own time, I'm doing other stuff, but yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming and sharing your life with us.
Yeah, no worries.
And hoping that you become another guest at our podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a couple things to thank you. We have a nice Raven Eastside button for you, and a fridge magnet, and a toque that we can put whatever you want on it, courtesy of the Raven Media team.
Amazing. So I can put whatever I want on here.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Hey, you guys are welcome. Thanks for having me.